Ah, yes. It's the gayest time of year, and with festivities already taking place all around the world, I thought I'd show a certain ghoul's pride this year to commemorate what we could never get from Mattel.
Okay, it's got nice homophobic messages. Has it?
Yes, I'm talking about gay Clawdeen. Yes, I said it. What you gonna do about it? I know many people choose to believe it is not canon, but to me I do, and yeah. So basically today we are going to be decking out Monster High's very own Clawdeen in a Pride-inspired look for 2021. If you voted on my community tab poll, you would know that Clawdeen had no competition and was crowned the winner. So here we are, Clawdeen. So for my base, I'm going to be using this sweet 1600 Clawdeen wolf doll. She was the only Clawdeen dupe I had, and I'm not a very patient person when it comes to having a concept and wanting it done.
No.
Plus her hair is just, no. Plus I really did like her makeup for what I have planned for her. I really wanted to incorporate the pride flag into Clawdeen's look, but here's my little mood board of what I wanted my Clawdeen to look like. And I really do wish she didn't have ears because I would have loved to give her the little curly pigtail style, but you know, we can't win everything, right? But other than that, I was pretty much able to deliver on everything else mentioned on my mood board, so I am super proud and happy of that. I knew if I wanted to have big bouncy curls, I would have to part my ways with my Srry that I typically use on my Reroots and go with nylon. I'm still a Srry whore, but for this video I really needed to use nylon for the look. So today I'm using hair from the Shimmer Locks Etsy shop. The hair is super soft and the seller is super sweet. She shipped it out super fast, and all the hair is going to be in the description. I totally recommend it. I bought 2 orders of chocolate brown, but I only used half of one hank, and then I bought an entire rainbow pack that they were selling, and I only used half of those as well. The first color in that pack is Sugarberry, and it is a really pretty, almost pinkish red. Then we got Pumpkin Delight for the orange color. Merryweather is our yellow color. For green we got Melody. Majesty for blue, which is the superior color of the rainbow, don't at me. And then we have Glory for our purple color. As I mentioned, I only use half of each color, and pretty much I have enough to do maybe 2 more Clawdeens if I really wanted to, so stay tuned to the end. So let's move on to prepping Clawdeen for her Pride makeover. You're going to need scissors to cut off all of her hair. I use a flathead to scrape all of the glue out, and yes, it's kind of nasty looking, but yeah. You're of course going to need some tweezers or needle nose pliers to get out of all the glue. Of course you're going to need doll hair, duh. And of course you're going to need a rerooting tool. I use an X-Acto knife base and a cut needle, as you can see. I'm going to link some in the description if case, oh my god, can we speak today, Jay? In case you need one. And you're going to need some fabric tack glue to seal in all the hair after you're done with your reroot. Now that you know all the materials you need, let's get started. First things first, we need to cut to the feeling and cut off all of Clawdeen's hair. Something surprising to me was this Clawdeen was really thinly rooted. I really expected her to have a lot of hair, but I think it was just the tinsel adding in volume, so it was weird. Now that Clawdeen is bald, we can throw out her old hair and start prepping her. We need to get off Clawdeen's head, so we gotta boil some water to make the plastic softer, and by doing so, I'm going to be putting down a protective towel so I do not get my workspace wet. I'm gonna pour the boiling water into this cup and then let Clawdeen's head sit in it for at least a minute. The reroot process really brings out your inner Sid from Toy Story, and yeah. Now it's time to pull off Clawdeen's head because it's nice and pliable, and we can start removing the hair from the inside of her head. I take my time with this step so I do not tear any more holes into her head. The vinyl is very soft at this point, and one wrong maneuver and you could split an entire hairline or even the part line, and it's not fun to glue it back together, trust me. After you've gotten all the hair off her skull, it is time to get it out of her head now, and you're going to need your tweezers or your needle nose pliers, and you're just going to go at it. This takes so long for me for some reason, and I think it's because I do use tweezers. I do need to invest in some needle nose pliers. I might go to Michael's today, speaking of it. But yeah, just take your time with this as well. You don't want to leave any chunks in there because as you add hair, it will come out of her hole. And I know that sounds nasty, but go with it. Afterwards, you should be left with this nice yummy looking mess over here. And now you really do want to wash your doll's head so that there's no glue residue all over it. After washing your doll's head, it's time to pull out the 100% acetone and get rid of all the paint that's already on her head so we can get a nice clean canvas to paint on her new colors. Be careful while doing this, you do not want to accidentally wipe off any of her facial features unless you're planning on doing a repaint, but if you aren't like I am, try to keep your hands away from her face. And afterwards your doll should look like this, nice and bald officially. These are the paints I'm going to be using for Clawdeen. A brown from restoredoll.com. This reddish pink from a Target brand. I recommend this paint over the other paints I'm going to show you next. Avoid getting this paint at all costs. It is not the best and it didn't dry fast enough or wasn't opaque enough. My color mapping for this Clawdeen is she's going to only have brown in the middle of her hair. So pretty much the part line and a little bit of her hairline, and then the rest is going to be block by block rainbow. The red took at least 2 coats and it was really nice and opaque, but then as you can see we move on to orange and yellow and it's quite like watery and barely showing any pigment. The yellow was as bad as orange, and of course green was not any better. I just don't know what went wrong with those 3 colors particularly, but blue and indigo really like snapped. They showed up and they only need like 1 or 2 coats, just like the red. So I don't know, maybe it's just bottles, but I was not pleased with this paint at all. Now that her head is all painted, I'm going to seal it in with some varnish so that it doesn't chip during the rerooting process. And now we are ready to start rerooting Clawdeen. So we're going to start with Sugarberry, which is the red color. I did cut this hank in half because it is long. To start a reroot, you're going to wrap a strand around your finger and hold onto it tightly, and then you're going to scrape it up with your reroot tool, again holding it tightly, and then you're going to just puncture it into a hole in the head. And voila, now you have your first little strand of hair. Now I am going to fast forward the rerooting process like I do in all of my videos, just because I don't want it to be too long, but I do want you to see all of the process of the holes and herring and all that jazz. You dig? This doll was very fun to create and it really put me in a happy space because I was rerooting with such vibrant colors, and I'm not used to doing like several colors in a reroot, so this is a first for me. This Clawdeen was really weirdly thinly rooted, like she has very much a lot of spacing in her holes, and I don't know why, even her ears were not properly like rooted, and usually they're like really tightly rooted like a hairline. I pretty much just worked with what I had of hole wise, and I did add some in afterwards, but not too much because I didn't want this to be too bulky because I knew I was going to be curling it. Afterwards, when it was done, I actually almost wanted to keep it straight because it looked so nice and it was super duper soft, so I was like really debating on it, but then I ended up just curling it anyways because I did really want a curled look on Clawdeen. I asked you guys in my community tab if you would like to see me do a giveaway of a spare Pride Clawdeen, and a lot of you said yes. So I am going to be rerooting a second Clawdeen, and I'm going to be giving it to one of you lucky subscribers. One winner is going to get a nude Clawdeen with a rooted hair full of rainbow, and I'm excited for whoever wins it because it's the first time I've ever done a reroot giveaway, and I really just want to give back to you guys for supporting me so much this year on my YouTube channel. I'll be going over the rules and how to enter at the end of the video, so please stay tuned and good luck, I guess. Now that Clawdeen is fully rerooted, it's time to glue her up and let her set for a few hours. After you've let her set for a few hours, you could bring out your comb and start brushing her hair out. She is going to shed because it is straight hair, and no matter what you do in a reroot, you're going to lead to some shedding, but it's completely normal and it's actually quite fun to brush out at the end. After you brush out Clawdeen's hair, it is time to rejoin her head back to her body so we can wash out all the oils from her hands out of her hair. I also gave Clawdeen a boil wash, and you can tell I've really had it today because I had fixed my American Girl doll that day, but the water is now boiling, and all you gotta do is just dunk Clawdeen's hair in there and it should be nice and silky soft right after. I pour the water over her head to set her part line. And 24 hours later, Clawdeen's hair is straight. My sister did help me cut it and it is now perfect. I did want to leave it straight, but it's not very fitting for this video, you know? So let me show you how we're gonna curl her hair. I use a curl cream so that it keeps all the curls nice and bouncy. And then I'm also going to be using these end papers. I use these to make sure that the ends stay all together, and I have lots and lots of these papers. We're gonna use perm rods. These are gonna be our curlers today. And we're also gonna need a smoothing brush so that we can brush out our hair, along with some spray water so that her hair is always damp. I start by sectioning it off in the back. I like to curl hair section by section, so we're gonna start with the red, orange, and yellow side. I'm gonna start by grabbing a section from the corner of the row like so. I'm going to damp it with some water, and then I'm going to add my curl cream, which is a funny consistency. And then we are going to add a end paper. Now, when you add the end paper, I like to add some water to it already and then put it on the hair and fold it up. And then you're just gonna slide it down to the tip. And now you're gonna grab your little roller and you're gonna start rolling away from her face. I'm not going all the way up because I don't want them to be too tight. And then once you are happy with your little curler, add the bottom. And now we're gonna do this a few hundred more times. So BRB. Now that Clawdeen's hair is all in rods, we are going to set them with boiling water, a doll's favorite treatment. I start by getting some water in a bowl and boil it for 4 minutes. I haven't done this in so long. I'm so used to my steamer. And once it's boiling, just dunk her hair in. The goal is to submerge all the curls, and then you're going just to let her set overnight, and then we shall unravel. I literally woke up and I didn't even care about setting up a studio. I was so excited to get her curls out. So all you gotta do is unloosen the screw on the bottom and just ravel the hair down. I was so excited about her hair reveal, and I just was not filming this right for some reason. I just kept bumping the camera and it just, wasn't working out for me like usual. But I am so happy with how the red, orange, and yellow side came out. As for the other side, it came out all right, but not as great as this side, but it's okay. It's still curly, and that's all that matters to me. So moving on to Clawdeen's outfit, I'm giving her Sasha's top. I thought it'd look really cute on her. For the first time ever, I sewed something, and it's this little denim jacket that has the pride flag colors as tassels under it, and it turned out really well. It took me a few hours to get it right, but I'm kind of happy with how it is, and one day maybe I'll remake it in a better way with a better material, but super happy with how it is. Speaking of sewing, I also cut up Operetta's jeans, the ones that I got from that thrift haul, and I added these cute little rainbow suspenders onto them. And I also gave them a little moon charm that her original pants had, and these pink fishnets that belong to, I believe, a Frankie doll. And I'm really happy with how those turned out as well. As for her shoes, I just gave her original stock shoes again. I thought they were cute enough for this look. And that leads us to just dressing up Clawdeen, so let's do it. Okay guys, so let's move on to the giveaway before we end this video. This giveaway is going to be international, and one winner is going to get a nude Clawdeen doll, and they can pick the hairstyle if they want it straight, curly, etc. All you have to do is comment under this video what pride means to you and add the emoji of a rainbow, and you will be entered. The contest will end on June 30th, and good luck to everyone who enters. Thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and share. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok at ZombieXCorn. Bye!